Once upon a time, in a magnificent kingdom surrounded by rolling hills and lush forests, lived a king and his beloved queen. Their hearts brimmed with joy when they welcomed a precious daughter into the world. But fate was cruel. The queen fell gravely ill and passed away, leaving the king devastated. Time moved on, and the king remarried, choosing a woman of remarkable beauty, but a heart stained with vanity and cruelty. This new queen possessed a magic mirror. Each day she would stand before it and ask, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And for years the mirror faithfully replied, "You are fairest, O queen." Yet as Snow White grew older, her kindness shone brighter than gold, and her beauty blossomed to surpass that of anyone in the kingdom. One day, when the queen spoke her daily question, the queen asked, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." Furious, the queen's jealousy consumed her. She devised a wicked plan. The queen commanded the huntsman, "Take Snow White into the forest and kill her. Bring back her heart as proof." Though trembling before the queen's cruelty, the huntsman took Snow White deep into the woods. But looking into Snow White's eyes, her innocence pierced his heart.
Run! Run into the forest and never look back. The queen must never know you live.
Now alone, Snow White wandered deeper into the forest, scared and unsure, just as exhaustion claimed her. She stumbled upon a small cottage nestled beneath towering trees. Inside it was cluttered and chaotic, with tiny chairs, plates, and beds. Famished and weary, Snow White ate some bread and soup, then curled up on one of the small beds and fell asleep. That evening, the cottage's owners returned, a lively group of 7 dwarfs. When they discovered Snow White, they were shocked,
whispering, "Good heavens, what's this?"
but soon charmed by her story. "You can stay," said Doc kindly, "if you'll help us keep the cottage tidy." Snow White replied softly, "Oh, thank you, I will." Snow White agreed, and from that day on, it became her new home. Life with the dwarfs was filled with laughter and warmth. Snow White cared for them like family, cooking, cleaning, and filling the cottage with love.
Never open the door to strangers, no matter how kindly they seem.
Meanwhile, back in the castle, the queen stood before her mirror once more. "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Beyond the castle walls, where 7 hearts live, Snow White is fairest of all." Her rage ignited like wildfire. Realizing the huntsman had deceived her, she vowed to finish the task herself. Disguised as an old peddler woman, the queen carried a basket of glistening apples to the dwarf's cottage. Snow White, kind and trusting, saw no harm in the elderly stranger. The queen handed over the apple with a sly smile. "A bite of this will grant you endless joy," she said. But the moment Snow White bit into the poisoned fruit, she collapsed, her hand falling limp to her side. When the dwarfs returned, what they found shattered their hearts. Snow White lay motionless, her bright spirit extinguished. They built a glass coffin to preserve her beauty and gathered around her, keeping constant watch. Their sorrow was deep, yet their loyalty remained steadfast. One day, a handsome prince rode through the forest and spotted the glass coffin. Upon seeing Snow White inside, his heart was captured. He pleaded with the dwarfs, "Please allow me to take her to my castle." Reluctantly, they agreed. But fate had its say. As the prince's servants lifted the coffin, it shook, dislodging the piece of apple trapped in Snow White's throat. Her eyes fluttered open, and she gasped her first breath. The prince, overjoyed, knelt before her and professed his love. Soon they prepared for their wedding, inviting the 7 dwarfs to celebrate. News spread, even reaching the queen herself. Her jealousy returned, but before she could strike again, her evil was exposed. Banished to the depths of the forest, she was never seen again.